Okay. So thank you so much for talking to me. I'm Pedro. I'm from Brazil. I'm doing this for Keep Love Movies. And I watched the film not in Fantasia. Actually, I watched back at the when you were playing at the Berlinale in February, and I was really
Hmm.
impressed because it's a very, very, very low budget film, but it's
Yes.
so cool. And so when this I had this opportunity to talk to you, I said I need to talk to Diego because there are a lot of things that I want to understand about the film. And first of all, the film has a very, very unique visual. The way that you shot it, it's incredible. It's you and Vicente Correa, right? The cinematographer.
Yes,
Uh,
the DOP.
yeah, you and Vicente, the way that you shoot is very interesting because it's black and white. It looks like uh shot on film, but I'm not sure. But it's very I'm really not sure. Maybe the Universidad de Desarrollo has money for film, and I don't know. But so tell me, how was to work with Vicente to achieve uh, this very unique texture? Because it's a film that it really looks like a 70s and 80 indie film that people used to shoot in New York. It really reminds me of, I don't know, about Ferrara, th those kind of guys that shot in New York back then. So how was for you and Vicente to achieve this very unique and cool visual?
Well, first of all, it wasn't film. We hadn't like the money to do it, and shooting film in Chile is really, really, really expensive, and it's like only one studio that can develop the film. So it's kind of impossible, like
At
doing
least you
it.
guys have it. We don't have it in Brazil.
Yes, but it's like a little independent studio.
Yeah,
It's called the Seis Ocho, six,
says ocho.
come on, like 6 8, something like
Yeah.
that. And well, the aesthetic of the film, like all of the black and white, is was really early in the development. Even before Vicente joined the team, it was something that it was in my mind because I know that the film has to be like in that kind of aesthetic because my main thought but was that if I'm gonna make a punk movie, has to look like the punk movement. Like it couldn't be like a colorful movie or a 4K movie or something like that. And in the beginning, we wanted to shoot with a handycam, but we mm, we have a lot of problems because when we wanted to put like the VFX in the post production or doing like the test, we realized that it was impossible because of the of the uh, like the like calidad, the quality
Good
that the
quality.
handicam could provide us. So we took the approach of shooting with the best camera that we could afford in that moment, in do it like all in 4K, and then in the post production, like starting like uh,
Compressing, like la
oh,
compresión. Yeah, la compresión
yeah,
de la
yeah,
imagen. Yeah.
compress like the image and put like the post production image of the gritty black and white and all kind of stuff. But we have like a lot of inspiration on the fanzine and the independent comic that we do when we were younger.
Yeah, it reminded me of film. I don't know if you know this film or if you maybe you know it because it was premiered at FIC Valdivia, and I think you guys played FIC Valdivia. I can remember.
Yes, yes, it
Yeah,
was
so
the premiere.
yeah, the premiere was there. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I think I wrote about the film, and I wrote that FIC Valdivia is one of the best festivals right now in the world because they really have really cool world premieres like Matapanki y La Noche está marchándose. Yeah, I don't know if you watched that. Yeah,
An amazing Argentinian movie. I
yeah,
love La Noche está marchando. Yeah,
yeah, the film by
that film is
Salzini and
amazing.
Salinas. Yeah, and I don't know which film I watched first. I think I watched La Noche está marchándose ya first, and then I watched Matapanki. I think it was around the same time. And in my mind, they are very different films, but the imagery, because I have some friends from Cordoba, I have some friends who are film critics there, periodistas de cine, And I asked them, "Hi, do you know Ramiro and Ezekiel? It was digital, right? You don't have money to shoot on film." And they said, "Yeah, they don't have money for to shoot on film." And I said, "Yeah, it's insane because you it's the same thing with Matapanki. I think both films are similar in their way because they are shot on black and white. They are very beautiful to look at, and they have this interesting texture that
Mm.
you. I watched the film. I watched both films, and I was like, how can they do it? Incredible. I think it's the thing of la magia del cinema is the magic. It's how you
Yes,
do it.
absolutely.
You are like magicians trying to achieve this, and I think it's a really cool film, both of them. And I always tell people like, yeah, send your film to Ficodivia. Ficodivia is a really cool festival. I know one of the programmers, and I think it's a very cool uh, festival. And this particular festival that 2025 had these two films that I think are similar. Like they are films from uh, the your film is from the outside of Santiago. The La Noche Marchando is from Cordoba, like the which is a big city, but it's not in Buenos Aires. And I think it's really cool
Yes.
how have this. They are both about like poor people trying to make it in some ways. Like in your film is about the punk guys, and in La Noche Marchando are like the young people. So I think it's really interesting how those films premiered at the same festival and you watched it. I think it's I always tell people like watch Matapanki and watch La Noche Marchando because they are both two of the best like Latin films or South American films that I watched like recently and
Well,
made with
and
very little money.
also in that the same year in Valdivia, it also premiered a Chilean premiere of a movie called Kickflip that is from Brazil, and
Ah,
it's
I know this one. I haven't watched it, but I know which film it is.
amazing. And I have the privilege of meeting the director, and he's an amazing guy. I
It's
love
by Luca
him.
Philippine. Yeah, I know
Luca,
this film.
yeah, Luca is he's a madman. He's amazing. That I love him. I love him, and I think that maybe that doesn't have like the same aesthetic, but it have like the same style, like in the things that we wanted to say. So I think that Matapanki, La Noche está marchándose ya, and even Kickflip have like that connection to the youth problem, the social problems, the political problems, and stuff like that. And I think that's amazing, not only for the festival, but for the Latin American cinema movement that we're looking today.
I think it's really important because, first of all, I think it's about that. I think we are all living the same problems. It's just different countries, even politically. Like Brazil had
Mm.
Bolsonaro, and then Argentina had Milei, and now you guys
Yeah.
are on your or Bolsonaro era that is cast, which is a fascist. And so politically, it's similar. Like we got out of it. Hopefully, Argentina will get out of it next year, and hopefully Chile in 4 years. It's a long time, yeah. But also like, and another thing is that you are guys proving that it's possible to have a successful festival run without being in the major European premieres. Everyone wants Cannes, everyone wants Venice, everyone wants Locarno, etc. And you guys like, no, we can start like Kickflip premiered at Tiradentes, which is like an avant-garde Brazilian festival. And you guys are in Valdivia, and then you go to Fantasia, which is a really cool festival, and you did Berlin. So it's really interesting that is first you started at South America, and then you did like the other places. So it's really cool. And speaking of Matapanki, like politically, the film of course is very political because of the punk movement. First of all, you are inspired by the punk movement, which is political, but also it has this anti-United States, anti-American sentiment because I think in South America we grew up with this influence. Like let's study history, like the dictatorships, Brazil in '64 and Chile in '73 with Allende, Pinochet. So tell me about this political aspect of the film because you are not subtle at all with it. You're like, yes, this fuck the United States. We are Latin America. This is how it works. This is how it should be. So tell me about this element of the political aspect of Matapanki because it's really
Well,
interesting.
for me, it was very important, like since the development of the film, because not only for me, like I think that there is a lot of young people in Chile and in Latin America in general that is very involved in politics and stuff like that, and like knowing your history. I think that that's the most important thing for us. And a lot of the people that was endangered in the dictatorship of Chile was like our parents or like our grandparents. So it's like an open wound for us.
All were
And
people like us. All they were people
yes,
like us. Yeah,
yes, and
students,
I
students, artists.
absolutely. So I
Yeah.
think it's like a mirror of what's happening in that generation, and I think that it's important to continue putting those perspective. And I wanted to say something, and I think that's important. And look, I don't have a problem like with the people of the United States or the North American people. Like it's not about the people, it's about the government, like the people who run this. And I think that was really important for me, like what you were saying, like it was not only in Chile, it was in all of Latin America, like the Plan Condor. So for me, I really wanted to do like a full propagandistic movie, but I think that it shows what are my belief in politics and things. I think that art as a form and even cinema is always political.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for
it's that.
sure. I think it's really amazing. The final scene is incredible. And speaking of the final scene, my last question, it's how did you choose Ramon Galvez? Because I think he's really a star in this film. Like it's really cool because he doesn't know how to react to the powers. And I also, another point, I also think it's incredible, it's genius that the superpowers come from a very disgusting drink, the drinks that we drink in parties in South America. I don't know if the people from the north do this, which is basically you use the alcohol that you have, you mix with a soda, something, and there you go. You're going to get drunk. So how was to find Ramon and get him to do
Well,
Matapanki?
we do a public casting for the movie. Everyone could enter and try to get a
A
a
role.
character. And I remember that Ramon uh, goes and he shows up lately. He was like I'm sorry. Wait a minute, I'm gonna translate.
What is the word? What is the word? I can help you.
He was supposed to be like there 10 and he shows up like 10:30, he was
Ah,
very late,
yeah.
but I think that shows like the punk that we
The
were
punk
seeking.
identity. Yeah.
And I think that he has something like in his eyes that is fucking amazing. It's something that I don't know how he does it, but he's a great actor. I love working with him, and I would love to do more things with him because he's really nice. And a lot of the people that working in the movie wasn't like professional actors. They were a lot of random people who wanted to work with us.
Yeah, so thank you so much for talking to me, Diego. It was really cool to talk to the director of one of my favorite films of the year. I watched the film and
Thank you.
I think it was your producer that sent me the film. Uh, back in let just me check here. It was, and I was really happy to see that film was playing. It was Violeta that sent me the film.
Violeta.
Yeah, it was Violeta
Yes,
Mendina. Yeah, it was
yes, I
Violeta.
love Violeta. She was the marketing. She was from the marketing team that we had like in Berlinale, and
Yeah,
she's really old. Well, not much old, but she's more older than me.
yeah.
That's
She
what I
answered
wanted to
me.
say. But she's really punk. She's more
Y-
punk than me.
Yeah, no, she answered me. Like oh, thank you for the interest. Here's the film, and she ended the email with PD, Pedro hablas espanhol with a bunch of with uh, I forgot the name in English and Espanol with the question mark. And I was like, yeah, I answered her, yes, Violeta, I speak Espanol, but That good. I'm studying. And yeah, so thank you so much for talking to me, Diego. It was really cool to talk to you. And congratulations on
No,
the success of the film. I'm really happy to see you in Canada and in Berlin and taking this little punk film from Desarrollo, from the outskirts of Chile to the world. It's really important to have South American guys out there and showing that we are not just like poverty films, we are also like punk films. And yeah, thank
yes,
you
we
so
can
much.
do anything, you know. There are other thematics that are important for us Latin Americans. Thank you so
Yeah,
much for your interview and your time.